guys, Mayflom here, and I am creating a little card with the September 2015 Simon Says Stamp Card Kit stamp set. That's a lot of words. Anyhow, it's a cute little stamp set. Let's celebrate birthday wishes, little balloons, little stars, little hearts. So that's my inspiration. That's what I'm working from. What I've done here so far is I stamped Let's Celebrate in black archival ink and then stamped it a second time with cracked pistachio paint, then clear embossing powder, heat set it, then, so many steps, so much time. Distress ink and cracked pistachio right here for my first balloon, clear embossing powder, and heat set that. That's how we get started. And I did all that ahead of time because we'll pull it all together really nicely, really quickly now here that is all done. Now I'm just going to repeat with the same balloon. And I'm going to repeat slightly overlapping, and you're going to see why I went ahead and did my embossing, because now I can just wipe that off. And these stamps are super easy to, with distress ink especially, wipe off and keep clean and all of that. And I'm going to do another one like so. And I'm working on watercolor paper just because I find watercolor paper to be especially nice to work with. And I'm going to do another one, let's see, I'm thinking just slightly up and over here. Okay, and then I'm going to cover these up, and from where we're at right here, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some clear embossing powder and shake off the excess. This is the thing I love about distress ink, is that you can use distress ink and embossing powder, clear embossing powder, and get whatever color it is that you want. Super easy. Now all I have to do here is just let this heat up and get everything all set. And then I can continue on with my next set of stamps, and I'm using abandoned coral. I love the abandoned coral with these distress, and again, you can just wipe that right off. So easy. No reason to do masking or do anything that takes any amount of time. Just go for it. And the other thing I could do with distress especially is I can kind of wipe off the edge so that as I'm doing this, if there was a spot where I was kind of concerned that, say, it was going to overlap and it was an area that I didn't already have the embossing powder all heat set nicely and everything, if I just look at it and then just kind of wipe off a little bit where it was going to overlap, I'd be totally set as well. But for this one, I want one more right up here, and then repeat with wiping it off, and repeat sprinkling on my embossing powder, let it go off, and heat set one more time. Now to add a little bit of contrast, I am going to take the outline balloon stamp, and I'm just going to, I'm going to try to hold this up and show you. I'm going to show you the one, this was my original that I had kind of messed up. So what I'm going to do here, and I'm showing you on this one so I don't have to worry about it, I just kind of roll the stamp. I'm not stamping the stamp. I'm rolling it along the edge so that I can get just the parts that I want. And yes, sometimes things don't quite work out, and it takes more than one try, guys. And that's okay. So I'm not trying to get this perfect, and I'm not even sure I'm going to do them all. In fact, some of them, like this one here, I may just do in part. Okay, and it will stay, the archival ink will stay over the top of, and it's okay, like that one overlapped a little. That's fine, don't worry about it. We really are just trying to get a little definition here. It can just be kind of nice to get that, and while it's wet you can rub it off a little bit, not a ton. Next step, we get out the bow stamp. This is just a fun little stamp set. So get out the bow stamp, and put it towards the top. And I'm going to give my main front and center balloon here a bow. I'm also going to give this one a bow. I'm not going to give that one a bow because it interferes with my sentiment, and that's part of the reason why my other one didn't quite work out. And then I'm going to take a star, and I have gold paint right here. I'm just going to, excuse me, this is a heart. Just tap, tap, tap it in that gold paint. And I'm just going to do a few little hearts in the gold paint. And then, oops, I got a little smudge there, but that's okay because watch, we can just put the heart down. And I'll also repeat that with a star, because I think a star is also a fun thing. When you're stamping with acrylic paint, all you have to do is just exactly what I'm doing. You're tapping a bunch so that there is paint on your stamp, and if it dries out, you can just take a little more paint there on your mat or clear plastic, whatever it is that you've got. Okay, let's put one right about here. And I'm just leaving room here. All my strings are going to be coming down there so I don't, and if it gets kind of smooshy, kind of icky, don't worry about it. Okay, so a couple of stars there. Clean off my stamp, put it away. Draw on a couple of lines here, and that was one of the things I originally kind of had a problem here. There was my strings were going wild with my sentiment, and my sentiment couldn't really be seen, which was no good, of course. Now what's left? Well, we've got kind of a base here. Now what I can do, once totally dry, I can spray a little bit of mist. Okay, and I could add a little bit of water if I want to dilute that and make it kind of go all over. I could also add, and I can, of course, just dab off. I love how that waterproofs. When you do the clear embossing over the distress, it kind of waterproofs it so you don't have to worry. I could also come in here with some Heidi Swapp Gold Mist. Just shake that up real nice. And flick a few drops here. Yes, I'm multitasking. Okay, so I could flick a few drops of that. I was thinking about some sequins, but I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth on the sequins. So my next step, my final step, which I'll do off video, all I'm going to do is just trim this down to size and mat it onto a card. As you can see, I've been just working on a square of watercolor paper. I did not do this onto a finished card because I knew there could be gunk on the back, or if I messed it up or whatever, then I don't have to worry about that. But I love how this one turned out. This is so much fun. Again, this was the September 2015 Simon Says Stamp and card making kit, and this is the stamp set from it that I have used here. I hope you have enjoyed. I will see you next time.